Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Nier Reincarnation, let's look at the trailer for the upcoming People World Arc chapter, The Return, and holy crap, we are witnessing something really special here. I've been saying it since forever, that Nier Reincarnation is not your average mobile game, and it keeps breaking rules, here specifically by the level of apparent effort being inversely proportional to the revenue it takes in. Maybe Square Enix shut down all those other mobile games to fund this one. With the release of Final Fantasy VII Revival, I think it is, coming soon, sometime I want to talk about IP-based mobile games with concurrent TV shows or films or other games, but yeah, this is the idea of an IP-based mobile game used as marketing for the IP, taken to an unseen degree. As an industry watcher, this is fascinating, I tell you. Other mobile game industry watchers are wondering why Nier Reincarnation hangs on, but we know the game is building towards something. Anyway, let's go to the trailer. I'll start talking again when it ends. Holy crap, right? Cool music too, and here I'm playing some Alice music in the background, which kind of has a similar vibe. One note about the voice acting: because Japanese voice acting has its own language that has nothing to do with words, I know by how 10H is cast what kind of personality she has, and that she is a little uppity, a little entitled. I didn't get much of an impression of her personality from the short story that I read, but maybe that was lost in translation. That was an unofficial translation that I read on the wiki. And thank goodness they translated this trailer into English, big help for me. I saw the screen and I was like, oh my god, do I have to do all that? But here it is in the English. Punishment, big theme in Nier games, closely related to sin. The bunker, Yorha's base in Automata, direct reference there. Solitary mechanical puppet, that's 10H. Countless red pods, that's 006 or Mama. Repeated infection, I don't know what that is, but it could be referring to the cage infected by viruses or other intruders. And then Reclaim Earth. That there might be the biggest hint as to when reincarnation takes place. But reclaim from what? The machine life forms, or Legion, or something else? And here it looks like we'll be making a choice or choices in-game. Here it is asking us to give up what we treasure most in order to gain access somewhere. That treasure most part we know from the Japanese language trailer. That was lost in translation. Also lost in translation coming to the English was when 10H said that she saw all of the stories. It seems she had done it without permission from 006, so that perhaps means that she never had official access to the cage memories, and that her purpose was truly just to maintain the 006 pods, as was written in the short story. It's probably not a big deal either way, but we'll see. Maybe she has a bigger job that was let on in that short story. Alright, and here we have the bunker, Yorha's base of operations. Perhaps they are going straight from the moon to the bunker? That would maybe put a damper on the theories that they will go back in the cage, that it is merely damaged and not destroyed and can be restored, or continue to be walked around in. The bunker here looks pretty messed up, so this is probably post-logic virus attack, which we saw in Automata. How much later, we don't know quite yet. But mobilization of backup chassis, corrupted data restored, sounds like the bunker will be operational on some level, and we see Pod 006 and 10H walking through the bunker mainframe like an automata. But we look at the red screens and we see some replicant references, Shades on the left and Kaine on the right. At the end of Replicant, we saw Kaine walking through a very similar looking world, and clearly the data of that time has been saved to now. Holy crap. Is there a connection of that database tree and the bunker mainframe of Automata? And here we see Hina and Yuzuki, and I died here. For a solid year, I have been worried about how much and when we were going to see more of them in this game, if at all, and it was such a relief to get them here. I turned out to really like them. At first, they were really presented as everyman Japanese high school students, and I was, withholding judgment. But they turned out to be very nuanced and flawed and jealous and sad characters, and I came to really like them. All I ask is, if this is it for them, that they get a fantastic end, with all of the hanging threads addressed, including their dark memory stories. Notably, no Papa or Black Mama in this trailer, but I hope that we will see them again. It's super cool to see Mama as Pod 006 use the language of the pods like proposal. But save 10H. So although they are together here in this scene, there is a time where they are separated, either before or after. Does 10H need saving from the surface of the moon? But 10H has gone there a number of times, and every time it seems that Pod 006 has brought her back herself. So here, either 006 is unable this time to get her, or 10H is lost in a different way. And here Yuzuki notes the cage in the distance, very interesting. Again, the cage is the moon base, or in the moon base, so I am assuming he is seeing the moon base from the bunker, or he is within the bunker mainframe and seeing some kind of data structure representative of the cage. And here we get a storybook part. This has got to be inside the cage. Those pillars look very familiar. So perhaps the cage is restored. It may be just for this one area, for this one purpose. Hina and Yuzuki connect their sun and moon, which, now that I think about it, maybe correspond to Grimoire's Weiss and Noir, and that by combining them they open something, or release something, or begin something. That was supposed to be kind of the climax of the Gestalt project. We've always been wondering why exactly were Yuzuki and Hina being led through the cage on their quests. It was to repair the sun and the moon, as we were told in the game, but what those things actually were was not clear. Now we'll get an answer, I'm guessing. And then we get some artwork of 10H and her line asking for help. The rabbit and crab are references to what different peoples see in the moon when they look at it. The Japanese see a rabbit, for example. We also saw in the final Lost Archive that 10H was asking for help there too, but maybe more importantly, 10H admits to having done something she wasn't supposed to have done. Was it simply reading the records, or was it something more serious and perhaps destructive? And finally, we see a mama-looking pod. She looks very cute, but I wonder why the change when she has that red 006 look. But here in the English, we have extra information that the Japanese do not, and that is that she wanted to see this alongside you all. Japanese often leaves out pronouns in speech, so it can be ambiguous who we are talking about. I'm going to make a prediction here. 10H is lost somehow. She sacrifices herself, or we sacrifice her, or there's an accident or something, and so she is unable to come to Earth with all of us, which would explain this line. And yeah, I've always been skeptical that 10H is going to get 4-star Hatcher costumes, and this further convinces me that she will not, but maybe they'll surprise me. More importantly, snow, or salt. I've seen snow, salt, 4 times in relation to Nier, in the beginning of Replicant, at the end of DoD, on this concert poster, and on this Switch release artwork. Is this going back in time to around the year 2000? Or is this the future, post-Automata? Could the Earth return to the snowy state in a future Nier game featuring 2B and 9S? That's kind of what this is looking like. After the release of Hina and Yuzuki's Dark Memory stories, I was wondering if they were going to be the main characters of a future Nier console game, but depending on how this chapter plays out, this might be it for them. Finally, one thing I will be looking out for when this releases is everything we see in this trailer going to be in the update on Tuesday? Or are the things the trailer showed going to be spread out among multiple updates over months? I'm guessing the former, and that would mean we get to Earth very rapidly. I know some people were hoping that there will be some dithering in the cage, dithering on the moon base, dithering on the journey to Earth, to pad the story and extend the life of the game, but it's looking like that is not the case. Now, what the game will look like once we get to Earth, that could be anything. Meeting replicant or automata characters? Good God, exciting times. To end, I just want to say that this must be amazing for longtime Nier fans. Imagine being an automata fan waiting 6 years for the next step after that open-ended ending E. Or imagine waiting twice that time being a replicant fan. I personally feel the mobile game medium has its upsides and downsides when it comes to storytelling. On the plus side, we can all enjoy the twists and turns as they come out, but on the negative side, we can lose users along the way because they get bored or impatient. Hopefully we can get back a lot of the people that left. Okay, super excited about this new chapter. What I will do tomorrow is I'm going to play through Sun Moon as the other character, which this is a feature they just added to the game yesterday. And then I'll read the secret stories for Hina and Yuzuki, which I actually have not read yet. Alright, hopefully you're also enjoying the story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.